He's heartbroken.
I know, but that wraps up our potential fisticuffs. Fisticuffs.
Yeah. Do you tell him that she's gone? Or do you tell him that she was last seen?
I tell him that the runner I spoke to that worked with him said that she stayed behind in what we know as a
different plane.
And I'll say it exactly like I said to him. Alternate dimension. I don't even know.
Then he's not heartbroken. He just says, "I will get her."
But he doesn't say the end of the end all be all end game. She's gone, kind of a thing. It's like a.
He just needs to find a way to that different plane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he'll find it.
Oh, no.
So Magpie.
Yeah.
In whatever way you believe Mal will communicate this to you, he lets you know something's wrong.
What?
They saw me. I'm not sure exactly how to elaborate on that as Mal.
No. They saw me. I'm like, I'll be right over.
Okay.
So, I kind of like, go.
Oh, excuse me. She'll leave the 2 untouched drinks at the table and,
Act like you're into me, please.
I need this.
she'll wrap her arm around yours.
I was really hoping she was going to say, "No, I'm not going to act like I'm into you," and say we're going to die at the table.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
I'll be your beard.
Oh, you're the worst. You're the worst thing. We have work to do. Somehow they saw my invisible brother.
The only way that they could have done that is if
They're mages. Or something else.
Do you think they might be something else?
Well, they're eating people. So
That's fair.
I tell Mal to make himself gone, basically.
Okay.
I'm going to have him go back to the room or find me and follow me invisibly.
Okay.
Can you see them if they're like he is?
I can, yes. I have astral perception. The plan is going to go as follows, but I might need your help. In which case, I'm going to come barging through a kitchen door, and you're going to need to, I don't know, whatever it is you do in my aid. So, I bird up with an eyeball.
Blip. I'll go to my room.
Now, when he says they saw him, elaborate on what
would
they...
you ask him to describe it to you?
If that's okay.
And then what kind of perception does he have?
He is Force 5, so he has at least a 5. I think he has the perception skill too, which would make it 10.
Okay, then go ahead and have him have had a perception roll at when this happened.
3.
Oriel was leaving the kitchen, and he stopped in the vestibule. Mal was able to hear a faint whirring, like around his upper body head area. He noticed that his hair caught the light kind of oddly, and he had a strong whiff of cosmetics.
Really?
Yeah, like makeup. And he noticed that Oriel stopped, looked at him, backed up, and went back into the kitchen.
Okay.
So maybe we shouldn't.
No, we probably shouldn't. We've got a problem. Oriel. He went back into the kitchen in a little bit of a panic.
Ooh, so he's not out.
No. In fact, he's probably more in than previously.
So did you guys want to talk with your teammates about the information you found before proceeding forward?
Well, I don't want to leave
So we should,
the area, so let's calm him up, I guess.
yeah, ring you up.
Beep, 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 beep.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks?
Too many cooks.
Well, it takes a lot to make a stew. So,
Takes one to make a stew.
There's currently
Fair.
2.
You're right. They don't make a ton of dwarf-sized pots, so usually when Betty and I cook, we gotta do it together because the pots are so big. And it's like a game of basketball, but for little people.
Okay.
Onions. Alley-oop. I don't know.
Kobe.
Miguel's giving me a weird look. Sorry.
Apparently these guys might be mages.
Or something. They could see astrally, so.
You sure they weren't smoking some of the devil's lettuce?
You didn't look high.
Don't you have to try to see astrally? Kind of like me using my eye when it's not in my head?
Yes.
So
How would
were they doing something to try?
I mean, I wasn't there, so I kind of only got basic idea of it, but it kind of looked pretty passive, so I don't know.
Can you passively perceive astrally? Is that something that you could do?
I don't think so. Well, I can...
I'm sorry, actually I remember this now. I was racking my brain. The only things I can perceive astrally passively are things that are dual-natured.
The only time I can actually kind of perceive the astral plane without trying is when I astrally project, and I don't do that fairly often because I look like a damn idiot.
Okay, so
So can I roll on the conditions that might cause that, since it is a medical condition?
Sure.
I could also try something stupid.
define stupid.
Let's go with knowledgeable before stupid, and if knowledgeable doesn't work, then we do stupid.
Hold my body, and then I just astrally project.
I
Hold-
catch him.
Hold my
And-
body.
Anything to get a woman to touch him.
I drop him.
Hold my
He
body.
falls hard.
Oh my. Hold my body. I got 3 hits.
And he, of course, falls in the most dramatic fashion.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
Apollo.
I mean, you know
Well,
of
I'll
a
do
couple
this too.
things that could do it. If you want to run them past me, I could say, but it wouldn't be that because A, it wouldn't be that because B, it wouldn't be that because C, and basically, based on your evidence at hand,
Yeah.
give you more
So-
information.
I mean, there are half a dozen conditions that can do it. But the ones that seem the most common and most likely to me are a little unsettling. Vampires and ghouls?
Those are both dual-natured creatures, so that could be.
And ghouls eat people, which would explain the bodies in the car.
That is also accurate.
Either way, they're, if I'm correct, and he can't think of a more elegant
yucky.
solution, there are 2 people with HMHVV on this train, or at least 1 person with HMHVV on the train.
Let
Which
me ask
I
a
don't
real
like.
important question. If we're talking about ghouls being the people making our food, how do you become a ghoul?
You come into blood-to-blood contact, or it might be just
Blood just like saliva.
Who's had the rare
Yeah.
steak?
while they're conversing about what may or may not be our cooks.
Okay.
I'm moving at what is essentially light speed to the kitchen, and I'm gonna poke my head in and be like, "Can I see them?" As
Yeah.
dual nature.
Basically, and you just kind of like pop your head in?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're.
Let's do it. Boop.
And you don't get audio, do
I
you?
don't think so. While I'm
Unless they're
astral-projected-
communicating on the astral plane.
Well, then in that case, I would say you hear what they're talking about, but then again, it's only because dual nature.
Right.
You only get a small portion of it before they kind of stop their conversation, and you see one of them kind of like jerk his head in your general direction, not looking at you, but kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like tilt of the head, and the other one kind of stops and seems to glance over.
And I just go, bye.
You go back to your body?
I would love to.
Okay.
I'm on the floor. Ah! You were supposed to hold the body!
I have butterfingers. What can I say?
Well, they're dual natured. Whatever they are.
Probably vampires or ghouls.
Great. You have any aspirin?
That could explain the deaths. I mean, if they accidentally bled or spit on something and somebody got infected, it tends not to take a long time, and it can be a very violent, or not very violent, but it can kill you if you're not healthy. It's not a nice change.
Or they're killing people to then eat them.
Well, I mean, why would they watering hole? Unless this is their watering hole.
They're chefs, you know. Sometimes you get cut and you don't realize it.
Gross.
Alright. We know there's something. What do we want to do about it?
Why don't we just talk to them?
And say, hey, ghoulies, you feeding people? Because that
Well, I mean, it's not like we can go in guns a-blazing.
What guns?
Exactly.
Finger guns. Boom, boom.
And they are aware that somebody knows about them.
Wow.
And your brother. So it might be where we don't really have the element of surprise anymore. So we could just go in and be like, hey.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if they kick up a fuss, I mean...
There's a train full of people who wouldn't be okay with that.
I really don't want to get eaten in the middle.
Even in the Barrens, people give ghouls a really hard time.
I mean, I'm in.
That also explains why they answer to no one, because then they can kind of stay by themselves and no one's going to catch them on accident.
Let's go find
And why that one's so fastidious.
the private detective, because this is probably a good lead for him, too.
Yeah.
So at the bar,
Son will sidle up and be like, come here often?
every chance I get.
Yeah, so, have you been enjoying the food on this train?
I mean, I have my specialty items that, I'm kosher.
I hear the chefs are kosher too.
What?
Yeah. We think that they might be...
Jewish. Sorry.
I really want to think Tony just walks up and goes, Jewish. But had nothing to do with the conversation, so it's
So,
just
uh,
awful.
So he raises his hands and he says, "So you're telling me the chefs are of the chosen people?" And he puts air quotes around that.
You could say that they've been chosen, yes. Well, you saw both of them, right? And you could hear both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're holed up in the kitchen right now. We thought that we could sneak in there, but they kind of put a kibosh on that because they saw through our invisibility plan.
Yeah, dual-natured critters will do that. So what's the new plan then?
We're going to go talk to them.
We are?
We're going to go talk to them because we don't really have the element of surprise because they saw you.
Solid.
You're like a cop, right?
I'm a private investigator.
He's a dick, you know? But they figured this might be a little pertinent to your investigation. People going missing.
No, I think you're right. And definitely let me know what you get from your conversations with
Yeah.
the
So
chef.
if you hear commotion, don't make yourself a stranger.
Oh, so I see. You're asking me for backup.
Or you know, if we end up killing these guys, don't let them put us in the jail.
Okay. No.
It's not that bad.
Thanks for filling me in. Best of luck with your talk.
Real quick though, real quick. Apart from the whole dual nature thing, how do you tell if somebody's chosen?
I was about to say there's blindness, and most ghouls get away with cyber eyes. Others just kind of learn to live with the blindness, using their other senses and whatnot. I mean, they're corpses, they're rotting corpses, so there's certainly going to be an odor. Some of the more clever ones use
Makeup?
strong
Makeup?
fragrances or cosmetics to hide that whole rotting
Did you
appearance.
say your brother smelled makeup?
Yeah, well, he smelled something cosmetic-y. It must be how they became such good chefs. Because without their eyesight, their sense of taste was just increased.
I don't. Well, I mean, they
Or
could still.
at this point, Blindside walks up with his hand out and one eye closed, and goes, "Or maybe they were just really good chefs." Pops his eye back in.
How do you think senses work?
I do magic stuff, not like biology.
So here's the plan. You, stay quiet and look intimidating.
Ah.
You, help me out sometimes. You, be ready to spring into doctor action when we need somebody to... that body. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be
For the record,
there in case it gets hot. In
you want him to stay quiet and be intimidating.
I would also like you to do that, but I didn't want to insult you. You're a smart man. No offense.
He gets a little sad because he thought for one moment people didn't think he was intimidating.
No, I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm
Yeah,
trying to be nice.
I know. He's just
Trying not to racially stereotype.
he seemed really happy when he asked you that, and then you're like, "Well, I want you to do that too." And he went,
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so we'll put his troll face back on.
No. You be the smart doctor. That's what I was thinking anyway. All right.
I go up and I knock.
Yeah.
I'll stand way in the back.
I'm gonna stand right next to you.
We're closed.
I don't think you are.
so.
We would disagree.
And we would disagree with your disagreement. I think
Hey.
it might be pertinent. Okay.
Hey, watch pop back in. Show him we really need to talk.
Oh, I really don't wanna.
Come on.
Hey, we'll catch you this time.
Blindside will reach back, and you remember? Oh, I guess I can't really describe it. He'll like hold you up like you're a doll, and be like, "You can go."
That's just really uncomfy, but fine.
He's got him by the back of the collar, and he's just holding him up like this.
Like a marionette. So we still
Like
keep
a
the
marionette.
opposing presence. No, I like this.
I'm just gonna poof in and go,
And they kind of both look at you with your thumbs up. You've seen that they've moved a very large, seemingly heavy metal table against the door, and they kind of look at each other and they're like, "Well, all right, well, yeah, all right. So this is the same. All right, so we'll move on. Yeah, I mean, what else were they? Yeah, the tape. All right, yeah.
I love that. Yeah, we got you.
So you hear a very loud metal screeching from the cook's car as they move the very large metal table away from the door. So at that point, Oriel is gonna open the door. Oriel has a fair complexion with odd features. His eyes are sunken and a little too close together, and his ears are large and protrude outwards. His hair and beard are both cropped short and white in color. He wears a dark gray chef uniform, and he is human-looking.
Okay. I look at him and I say, much obliged. Would you like to have this conversation inside?
Yeah, all right. And he lets Tony in.
And not my... I'm sorry, I'm gonna need my retinue with me. Come on, you can understand why. 2-on-1, I'm a small man.
Yeah, all right. And he holds the door open for your retinue, as you described it.
Much obliged.
Edmund is also there. He's standing there with his arms folded. He is not conventionally attractive. He has large, wide-set eyes and oversized ears. He is bald. In fact, he has no discernible hair anywhere on his exposed person. He wears a dark gray chef uniform, and he is also human-looking.
So the door has shut, and I look at him and I say, chefs, I'm sorry to barge into your area like this, but I think we both know why we're here. And I'm not here to judge you folks, but I gotta ask the question. Are you two afflicted with HMVV?
They kind of look at each other like it's a very the jig is up expression, and Oriel says, he starts to say yes, and Edmund's like, well, this is private medical information.
Obviously, and listen, we're not here to discuss the law. I'm not exactly sure how anti-discrimination clauses work in this case, and I'm not here to enforce them. My question is, you have to understand how us knowing this information now brings to light a question, especially with what's been happening on this train, with the people dying. We're just wondering, could you please, for our own edification, show us give us some assurances that this is not you.
They kind of look at each other confused, and they look back to you like, what's not us?
The people missing?
Or not just missing. Some people are just keeling over after they get off the train.
I was about to say, Oriel inquires further. There are people missing.
Yeah.
I remember you saying you're disconnected from the rest of the train, but they don't keep you in here, like, permanently, do they? What do you mean you don't know about these people missing? You work for the train line.
Well, we cook. We cook for the train line. We don't socialize. We also have perception rolls to see if people are lying or not.
These things are true. I haven't even cracked my dice this session. Hello.
You blindside wouldn't think people could lie.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
I want to use your roll.
Blindside wouldn't think the ghouls that they're accusing of eating people might lie about eating people?
Oh, he knows they're eating.
Blindside's a Shadowrunner and doesn't think people lie?
He's a very naive young man.
I'm in the zone. I got a 4.
I got 3 hits for me.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, judge intention might be more accurate. I'm going to give you guys quite a bit of information, just because...
Oh, please let me re-roll that then, because my judge intention is way better than
Deuces.
Alright, well, hold up. So,
Okay.
Perception rolls. Bro, did you do perception?
You got 4.
You got it. Oh, so you both got 4s.
And I got a 3.
Okay. There was a faint whirring sound heard within a meter of Oriel's face. His hair does catch the light oddly, and those with 4s, you can conclude that his hair is synthetic. He smells of makeup within 2 meters, and again, I'll distinguish it between the 3 and the 4. Solar Flare and Magpie,
Yeah.
you both smell something foul.
Straight up foul.
Yeah, the makeup, it only works at a distance. Any closer than that, and it's not the best. And then with Edmund, there's a similar whirring sound heard around his face. However, the smell of makeup is masked by heavy cologne. So whereas Tony would only smell the heavy cologne, the both of you would smell the makeup.
Let me ask this out of character, just for my own clarification. If we look at them, people who know makeup and what it looks like on people's faces, would we be able to tell that they have caked on makeup?
It looks like it's very well done.
Okay. Does it
Now
look
that
like they
you
have
know to
makeup on
look
their
for it.
hands? Like, on all of their skin or just their face?
I mean, I did say exposed skin.
Okay.
So they are wearing
Gloves. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're okay.
So-
Actually, they're professional chefs. Let's hope they're wearing gloves.
Please.
And then in judge intentions,
Which I have not done yet.
okay, you got 2.
I got a 4 on that one.
Sure. We'll say 2 and below, so that's Solar Flare and Blindside. He's asking a question. It's not a statement, but a question. So he seems curious about it.
Right.
But for 3 and above, Magpie and Tony, he seems genuinely surprised with this news.
Unless you're a pretty good liar, you seem shocked.
What are you, cops?
No?
Blindside reacts almost the same way, for the record.
Cool, babies, damn.
And it's funny because I imagine Magpie and I will go, no.
Blindside like looks down at his chest to see if he has an exposed marking on it somewhere. He's
Right,
like,
if his
no.
patch has started to peel.
Yeah.
No, I hate cops.
Hey,
Alright, I guess we got something in common then. Edmund chimes in.
Tell me
Hey.
it's on the fist.
He mimics it.
Edmund and I, man, you're getting out of here. You're getting out of here clean now.
Hey.
Promise you that, buddy. You ain't the fuzz. You're with me. What we are
Dad.
less relevant than the fact that can you
Can we see the bodies in the freezer?
I mean, the whole point of no one coming in here is so they don't stumble upon our big secret, but Cat's already out of the bag.
good men.
Bird's already flown the coop.
Edmund, I
We
knew
sure
I liked
did.
you.
So,
When he says the bird is full in the coop, I look at Magpie to see if he's still there.
so they...
I gotta ask then. How are you procuring your food?
Well, we're heading down to a war zone. Not that hard to grab a couple bodies down there.
Follow-up question. And I'm not very well versed on the subject. How often do you have to eat? You got some human jerky packed away so you can make it, or?
Well, we have a freezer that usually keeps food fresh. You know, freezers.
Follow up. I didn't eat people, did I?
No. We do take our profession very seriously.
Plus, I mean, who gives away free
Oh,
food?
thank God, because that steak was amazing.
They both seem very relieved.
I'm sure he seems more relieved
Yeah.
because he's been battling. He's been
just-
battling with loving it for the last 2
He
days.
just bent over just, yes!
I'm not a cannibal, and I don't have to battle with actually eating people to get that taste again. Because I would.
Thank you, fellas. We will. So we do have permission to look at the body. You said you did say that, correct?
Yeah, no, come on over here. And Edmund goes over the door with you, and he punches in the cold. He does shoulder the code a little bit, but he opens up the door and he invites you.
They're being good. At least Tony will give them their privacy. They're cooperating.
Oh, yeah.
So I say, it's you, Doc. Jump on in.
Who's inside?
So he kind of points out, he's like, so that's your business. Our food's over there. He gestures to where Magpie had seen the body. So
Yeah.
he's just like, nope, go ahead and help yourself. And he gestures to Marcel.
Cooking a big profession? Is there?
Were you
Is
cooked
there-
before you got ghoulified?
We don't like to use that phrase.
Before you, I'm sorry, forgive her. Before you were, before you came down with HMVV.
Thank you. Yeah, we both did our share of cooking. We didn't know each other then. And, you kind of see someone with the virus, you recognize someone with the virus, and it's like, hey, you got a friend in me. Not to quote the folk artist. But, yeah, so we decided to team up, watch out each other's backs, and we landed us this cushy gig, and we're trying to do what we can to protect it. You know, we're trying to stay on the up and up.
Alright, so you wouldn't just, eat the passengers then?
Oriel scoffs. And just kind of chucks his head back and turns and walks in the other way, just frustrated.
She didn't mean it like that. Like, literally, people are missing.
Or just falling over dead immediately or after leaving,
Like him.
which
Does
could
it point
result
to
from...
actually his back because I can't see the body through him.
I mean, that could result through accidental, but the little one is very fastidious. He still doesn't like calling him his name because he still doesn't really like him.
I mean, I'm just having a nice conversation with any of the cooks that are
Yeah, no,
wanting to talk while
Edmund's
he
been
does.
talking to you.
Cool. I am curious, Edmund. Do you find it hard to find other ghouls that appreciate ghoulish cooking, or do you find that more ghouls are relieved to have somebody that knows how to prepare human well?
Honestly, we have not run across any ghouls while working this line. There's one we're kind of curious about, some kosher meat or something like that. It doesn't... we recognize our meats, but, we don't... unless they come to us, we have a discussion. We don't like calling each other out. That's their business.
Fair. Don't ask, don't tell.
He goes over the body with a fine-tooth comb.
All right, so that's perception.
2.
With a 2, you see some, burst capillaries in his nose. you see surgical incisions from where he had cosmetic surgery. Based on what you had all discussed upon meeting him, you realize that it was likely an effort to make his orcish features look less orcish.
Oh, damn.
Something about his hands catches your attention, and upon inspection, you deduce that his knuckles and his fingers were broken before, perhaps multiple times.
Okay, so he's got like, what's his name? That guy from the Today Show finger where it bends off to the side a little bit, and it's
Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan finger.
I mean, it looks like they've all healed properly. It's just upon feeling them, you're like, oh,
okay,
there's a
you can
couple of
feel
bone spurs in there.
the lumps where the bone's been reconnected. Okay.
And then perhaps most relevantly, just beneath his collar, you see a pinprick. And when I say pinprick, it's a little bit larger than a pinprick, in that it's a drop of blood that has healed over what could have been a prick by perhaps a needle or long-pointed instrument.
Okay, so he was definitely injected with something, probably. I'll, like, flake the drop of blood off so that I can maybe warm it up and maybe try to figure out what might be in it.
Okay.
But I don't really have a lab with me.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to be able to open up the body for sure, because he's frozen solid. Do I see
Think of bees stung you,
any
who knows?
signs of a struggle?
No.
Okay.
I would say if there were any physiological signs that could hint at this, it basically looks as though he had a heart attack. Like I said, if there was anything physiologically that could evidence that,
Yeah, it's
So
heart
what kind
attack.
of poison can do that?
Lots of them.
Sorry, let me take my hat off for a second. Earlier we were suspicious of the wife, right?
Oh, I'm super suspicious of the wife.
Okay. Oh, heck, I got. Since you guys are being so honest, I think maybe you might give us a better insight. Listen, the wife seems a little suspect.
There's a weird dynamic with them. She
Yeah.
was
Right,
super
that's what I'm
subby
saying.
with him.
That's what I'm saying. Would you say subby?
Subby.
Yeah.
Okay. You work here, and I know you don't interact with a ton of other people, so maybe you can't help me, but something seemed weird with them. I'll be honest, you guys were our running theory with that one.
Why?
I don't.
we already said cat, bag, bird.
Yeah.
coop, it's already
I
happened.
mean, we peeked in on them twice. We came in, accused them of being ghouls, found out they are ghouls. What are we gonna pretend? Hey, listen.
I kind of feel bad.
I've been nothing but
I
nice to
remembered
these
something.
guys. I was extremely kind.
Oriel, I just remembered something. The chef said he only eats your guys' cooking.
Yeah, that's right.
What does he eat? Like, what does his normal meal plan look like?
Whatever we end up serving,
Does he eat the vegetarian option or the meat option?
both.
Okay.
Who takes it to him?
Whoever's serving the meals.
It's just whoever's there that day.
Yeah, some days it's Rory, some days it's Michael.
Do we know who it was that day? Because that's like,
Today?
the last time anyone saw
Yesterday?
him.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah,
been.
it was
I
last.
think it was Michael. No, Rory was serving.
He
Got
was
a
dead
sandwich
before
first.
lunch. Yeah, he got a sandwich. But he might have just come down and gotten the sandwich. Did he come and get the sandwich, or did he still?
Did you make that sandwich?
Yeah,
Okay.
we make all the food.
Also, unless we're
I don't know if we
assuming,
got the same
unless we're
type of-
assuming that the person that delivered his food stabbed him in the neck.
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Here's a hoagie.
you
That's how I do it.
did he seem like he was trying to eat healthier?
I mean, yeah, I guess generally speaking, over the last couple months, he's been making some pretty big lifestyle changes. Yeah.
The wife said that he had not been doing good at that.
Well, he had a, I forgot if it was a double bypass.
Yeah,
or
he had a
triple
heart.
bypass.
He had a heart attack.
But no, he was. Yeah.
Was he doing a good job of keeping it up?
I mean, we all have our cheat days.
Yeah.
Right,
Sometimes
but-
a couple days a week.
But if he had said to you that he was trying to make a conscious effort to eat healthier, he'd have told his wife. And if his wife said he didn't, then she's lying. Potentially, I guess, to
Or
spare the poor widow's feelings.
I mean, I wouldn't blame her. And Oriel's just like, can you shut your face?
No.
Oh!
Keep going.
No.
Please.
Dish.
We want all
We're all friends here.
Your cook's dish.
No, he beat her.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Really?
Oriel's just like holding his head pacing in the background, and Edmund's just going on and on, just like, oh yeah, no, she'd show up with a black eye one day, busted nose the next week, like, it was bad.